I'd like to share a story that I wrote in a blog called Warm Fuzzies for a Cold Canadian Climate. Having lived for a few years where the temperature can drop to 35 or 40 below zero for a month at a time, I appreciate some of the challenges of working in remote Canadian northern locations. Transportation is costly, and you don't get the same variety of services or supplies, and they can be more expensive. I could never find a hairstylist that worked for me. There weren't many restaurants that I liked, and all had smoking sections that made any non-smoking section moot. Visiting family in Vancouver was at least $300 a flight, or 2 10-hour days of driving. Traveling anywhere else was more costly too, involving an extra flight to Vancouver. Maybe that's why I give a lot of credit to animal shelters in remote areas of northern Canada that manage to be no-kill. In Whitehorse, Northwest Territories, the NWT SPCA has an amazing 99% save rate. That means 99% of the animals leaving the shelter leave there alive. Winning the National Aviva Community Fund Challenge one year allowed them to build their first ever shelter in 2012. Before that, the community shelter was simply the local veterinary hospital, a great slave animal hospital, which still provides excellent services there. And the SPCA is still fundraising to complete their vision for the shelter. Not satisfied with just helping the local animals, the NWT SPCA reaches out to smaller communities where the need is great. They work with airline partners and the animal hospital to fly in animals for neutering and medical treatment for a cut rate price. Sometimes they're able to bring a spay, neuter, or vaccination clinic to a tiny community. And they collect pet food, leashes, and other supplies that we take for granted and have them flown into communities where these things are hard to come by. Their airline partners also transport many dogs to partner rescue groups in southern location, like closer to where we are. Another impressive northern shelter is the Iqaluit Humane Society in Nunavut. Founded in 2007 to end the inhumane shooting of dogs at the city garbage dump, the shelter worked for many years even without having a veterinarian in the community. In 2012, Nunavut Animal Hospital arrived when a longtime resident opened her own practice. Unfortunately, since November, the vet has been away and her return date is unknown. I can imagine how difficult it would be as the only veterinarian for hundreds of miles in a remote northern location. The Humane Society received a lot of press in 2015 when its original airline partner couldn't continue. Regular free flights to the no-kill SPCA of Western Quebec in Gatineau have saved the lives of hundreds, perhaps thousands of dogs. But First Air soon became the new airline partner. They not only transport dogs to Quebec, but they also fly in dogs in need from smaller communities. Closer to home, one of our local cat rescuers named Anne Solomon decided to take some time off this summer from daily trapping of cats in need. She went back to her garden and kitchen and created some delicious preserves. They're beautifully packaged and labeled to raise money for the Surrey Community Cat Coalition. I bought some of everything, including Canadian catnip from another rescuer. Last night I dipped into the rhubarb compote with vanilla bean. So fragrant and delicious. It must be healthy too. I love that people are using their talents in so many different ways to help animals in need. In turn, those animals will make a difference in many human lives. When it's cold outside, it's great to have a warm home and a warm family to cuddle up to. May you have a warm fuzzy to keep you cozy this winter season.